Carl Want, 27, a former nightclub bouncer, murdered Nikita Grenda 2 weeks before she was due to give birth. Want, 27, yawned in the dock as a judge sentenced him to life for raping and stabbing to death 19-year-old Nikita Grenda, killing her unborn daughter at the same time. After setting fire to Miss Grenda's flat, he returned to a house party, where he had been all night. Miss Grenda's boyfriend, Ryan Mays, 18, had been forced to listen to Want's lies, by falsely claiming Miss Grenda, who he fancied, had willingly had sex with him. Want had gone to Miss Grenda's house at 5 a.m., drunk and high on cocaine, knowing that Mr. Mays was not there. He raped her and stabbed her in the stomach and throat. The neck wound killed Miss Grenda and the knife to her stomach killed her unborn child, who had already been named Kelsey May. On the night of the killings, Mr. Mays had been out drinking with Want. Mr. Mays had considered his second cousin to be one of his closest friends and like a brother. Miss Grenda's family spoke of their loss and the horror of seeing their granddaughter for the first time in a mortuary. The double-glazing salesman Want went to Miss Grenda's flat in Newport, South Wales, armed with a knife. After raping and stabbing his victim, he attempted to cover his tracks by setting fire to the first-floor flat, where a nursery had already been painted pink. He then returned to the house party, claiming he had gone out to get some cigarettes. A few hours later, he dropped off his cousin at the burnt-out flat, and faked tears when he was told that Miss Grenda was dead. A post-mortem examination discovered that Want had sex with Miss Grenda on the night she died and traces of her blood were found in his car and on his clothes. Want's girlfriend Rachel Bird noticed some scratches and bruises on his arms, the court was told. In 6 police interviews, Want refused to answer every question about the killings. He later falsely claimed to have taken part in a consensual threesome with Miss Grenda and her boyfriend at the couple's home on the day of the murder. But Mr. Mays, 18, told the court, nothing like that happened. Judge John Griffith Williams told him, the murder of Nikita and her unborn child left her family, Ryan Mays, and her friends bereft. Their sense of loss was compounded by the knowledge that you had murdered her, raped her, and then tried to destroy the body. He continued, you knew that she would be unwilling to have consensual sex, so you armed yourself with a knife and overpowered her. The likelihood is that she let you in thinking that Ryan was with you. You destroyed the life of her baby. You set fire to her body and deprived her family of seeing her face one last time. Without a doubt, they will continue to grieve for Nikita and Kelsey May for the rest of their lives. Carl Want sat composed and seemingly unemotional for weeks as he listened to the prosecution case in his murder trial. As the quality and quantity of evidence against him built up, any residual doubt that he might be innocent rapidly disappeared. The jury found the father of one guilty of murder, rape, arson, and child destruction, and jailed for a minimum term of 35 years. Aaron Mackenzie, 26, broke into Kelly Mary Fovrell's house in Thornton Heath, South London in the early hours of the 29th of June 2019. He stabbed Ms. Fovrell 21 times in a rage of jealousy after their relationship ended. Ms. Fovrell, also 26, was 33 weeks pregnant. Their unborn baby, who was named Riley, was delivered by cesarean section, died in hospital 4 days later. It took jurors just 2 hours and 46 minutes to find Mackenzie guilty of the murder of Ms. Fovrell, and the manslaughter of her baby. He was also convicted of being in possession of a knife. Sentencing, Judge Mark Lucraft said, at 3:15 a.m. on the 29th of June 2019, you broke into Kelly's bedroom at the home she shared with her family. You then launched a ferocious attack on Kelly, inflicting no fewer than 21 stab wounds. Kelly's family woke to the noise of her screams, rushed to her room and sought to care for her. It's clear from all the evidence this was the most vicious and deliberate killing. In the hours after the killings, Mackenzie pretended to have nothing to do with the brutal killing. Despite spending the hour before the incident reading her emails, Mackenzie continued to deceive police, hospital staff and Ms. Fovrell's family until he was arrested and confessed. Mackenzie took the family of his victim through the heartbreak and ordeal of listening to all of his lies and the damning evidence against someone who had once been a part of their family. The prosecutor told jurors, "The Crown's case is that this was a vicious and deliberate killing. Perhaps in due course you will conclude the cowardly response of a man desperately jealous about the fact that the mother of his child yet to be born had moved on and now wanted very little to do with him." The trial heard Miss Foverall's relationship with Mackenzie, with whom she shared an interest in motorbikes, had ended in early 2019. Mackenzie gave the judge a thumbs up as he was sent down, while Miss Foverall's family wept in court. In a victim impact statement, Miss Foverall's sister Melissa said, "This was an act of pure evil." She said her sister was a selfless, caring, loving woman with a pure heart. Her father Jean Foverall said, "Aaron Mackenzie's evil act has devastated our lives. My heart physically aches, but those words do not feel sufficient. This has been a harrowing and distressing case for all concerned. My thoughts are with Keller Mary's family, who have suffered immeasurable loss and been put through the agony of a trial. Their future with Kelly and Riley was so cruelly taken from them." On Twitter, London Mayor Sadiq Khan said, "My prayers are with this innocent child, and with the mother it has so tragically lost. Violence against women is endemic in society, and devastating murders in the home, like this one, show the scale of the problem we face." He was sentenced to life with a minimum of 35 years.